for our backbone today is none other than Miss Fannie Lou Hamer. Now, Minister Malcolm X introduced her once at a speech, and he called her America's #1 woman freedom fighting, or called her America's #1 freedom fighting woman. She was a fierce advocate for freedom and liberation. She was what Dr. Cornel West often calls a long distance runner for justice. Let's hear what she had to say on matters of justice or injustice, particularly her testimony before the DNC Credentials Committee in 1964.
Mr. Chairman, and to the Credentials Committee, my name is Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer. All of this is on account of we want to register to become first-class citizens. And if the Freedom Democratic Party is not seated now, I question America. Is this America, the land of the free and the home of the brave, where we have to sleep with our telephones off of the hook because our lives be threatened daily, because we want to live as decent human beings in America?
She was one of the most compelling speakers of the 20th century, just eloquent in every way, and she knew how to break things down. Now, you notice in that she said we have to sleep with our phones off the hook. I know that is a long, long time ago. Many of these millennials, I mean, if you a millennial, you like phone off the hook. What is that? And especially if you a Z or a Y, you don't even know what the heck a phone off the hook is. But yeah, all of those threats, and we have seen countless movies that have reenacted things from the 50s and the 60s, and you see those telephones on the wall. Yeah, I came up in a generation. I could picture my grandmother's telephone on that wall right now, but they could not get rest or peace because they were threatened at all times. And for Miss Fannie Lou Hamer to be able to speak that kind of truth in plain speak is indeed a beautiful thing. And she could really stir a crowd. She had a gift for getting to the heart of the matter. Watch this.
If I hate you because you hate me, I'm no better than you are. And all we want to do is to make these people understand that we are human beings and we can work together.
See the common theme there, we are human beings and we can work together. Really all she was asking for this is for this country to love black folks as much as black folks love this country. She was asking for justice, not asking for too much. Miss Fannie Lou Hamer was a sharecropper in Mississippi. She stood up for rights. She was jailed at one time by the sheriff's department, and the sheriff's department had other black men that were in that jail to beat her. She was beaten. She was thrown off the sharecropper's land. I mean, she had to endure a lot. Miss Fannie Lou Hamer often talked about knowing what it meant to be hungry, knowing what it meant to suffer, but yet and still she continued to persevere. She persisted. She continued to push. And as her great niece Monica Land put it, her aunt had been making it known that she was sick and tired of being sick and tired before she got involved in the civil rights movement. Take a look.
Long before she got involved in civil rights, she was saying,
We are sick and tired of being sick and tired.
We are tired of working for $3 measly a day, going home and being too tired to cook what little we did have.
Man, woo, they just do not make them like that generation of black women anymore. So Lance, we're highlighting Fannie Lou Hamer for all of her great work and the great courage. I mean, she really put her life literally on the line to fight for the right to vote. She even went up against the president of the United States of America. In that first speech that we showed, it was her talking about the Credentials Committee, and her and a group of other leaders in Mississippi formed the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party because they were pushing back against the elites, the status quo of the Democratic Party in the 1960s. She shook President Johnson so bad that he held a press conference. Didn't even need to hold a press conference. He was trying to take the shine off of Fannie Lou Hamer. He failed to do that, but that is just how much power this woman had, Lance.
Did we invent that expression? We're sick and tired of being sick and tired? Because like, if so, I didn't know that. If that's part of history, that's absolutely incredible. But wow, just absolutely stunning to see that level of confidence, and especially standing up to oppression when there's an intersection there between both patriarchy and white supremacy. You're fighting both against within your own group of the misogyny that you may experience, and outside of that the racism that you experience with the very same system. So absolutely incredible.
Yeah, true that. It is an intersection of those two horrible variables. But yeah, she was the one that popularized I'm sick and tired. It was her. Yeah, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And people quote that often because it's just so apropos for many situations where people find themselves with their backs against the wall. And so now we're gonna put up one of the quotes from Fannie Lou Hamer that I think really seals this moment off quite nicely. Sometimes it seems like to tell the truth today is to run the risk of being killed. But if I fall, I'll fall 5 feet, 4 inches forward in the fight for freedom. I'm not backing off. Fannie Lou Hamer, civil rights leader and founder of the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party. Man, even with all that she was enduring, she said, listen, I'm gonna fight this fight. And if I fall, I'm falling forward. I am going to stand up and continue to push against injustice in all of its forms for my people and for all people. And Lance, what was really spectacular about her that we don't talk about a lot is her family and how close she was to her family and the support that she got from her family. And also that the Mississippi Freedom, notice the word freedom, Democratic Party was formed by both blacks and whites in Mississippi.
That's pretty incredible. I'm learning so much on this show today. This is really awesome. I guess the last thing I would say about that, there's a meme going on right now on the internet where young men are asked, what are like 5 women who inspired you or inspire you, and none of them can name one, and it's going. Everyone's like, this is so shocking. Well, here's a great example to get started for everyone. If you want to look to have a hero in your life, start researching. And clearly, I need to do more on Fannie Lou Hamer. That's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, she was and is an incredible woman, and it is because of her fight. I mean, a lot of times we give singular leaders all the credit when we know that it takes teamwork to make the dream work. And even in this country, as we teach about and think about the civil rights movement itself, and I want to pull out the Voting Rights Act in particular, Fannie Lou Hamer was a strong advocate for that. It was really because of her. She was one of the greatest champions for pushing to make sure that the Voting Rights Act, I should say, passed. And we know that under Johnson, we got both the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act. And Fannie Lou Hamer was central to making that happen, even being bold enough to challenge the president of the United States of America and to form a new political party because the status quo Democratic Party was not working for her and all that she loved. And she did it in a way that brought in other poor people who were suffering too, suffering blacks and whites. They did that together. We should take a page out of Fannie Lou Hamer's book.